Gemini 3 is out and it's full of amazing new features. Most people use Gemini for basic prompts, quick questions, simple summaries, but that's barely scratching the surface. Google built features into Gemini 3 that can automate your workflows, generate multi-speaker audio, build entire presentations from one prompt, and fact-check images on the fly. Most of these capabilities are buried, undocumented, and flat-out hidden. I'll show you 30 of them. Let's start with the good stuff everyone gets, features you can use on the free plan that already feel like cheating if you use them properly. Let's say you're researching competitor products and found a 90-minute product demo on their YouTube channel. Paste the link into Gemini and say, watch this demo and extract every feature mentioned organized by category. Automation, reporting, integrations. Include timestamps. Gemini 3 processes the entire video, categorizes the features, and gives you a structured breakdown with exact timestamps. No manual scrubbing, no transcript hunting. This works because Gemini has native YouTube integration, perfect for competitive analysis, learning from tutorials, or summarizing webinars you don't have time to watch. Now you're onboarding remote team members and need them to understand your company's security protocols. 43 pages of dense policy language. Upload the PDF to the Storybook Gem and tell it. Turn this into a story about a new employee learning how to handle customer data securely. Make it engaging and include illustrations. Gemini 3 rewrites the entire document as a narrative with characters like Sam, the new developer, learning from Riley, the security lead, and generates simple illustrations for key concepts. Use this for onboarding guides, compliance training, safety procedures, or any document where retention matters more than formality. You can export the story to Google Docs and share it as required reading. Works with policy docs, instruction manuals, SOPs, anything that puts people to sleep. If you're trying to wrap your head around API rate limiting for a project, but you learn best by working through problems, not reading docs, tell Gemini, teach me about API rate limiting using guided learning mode, Socratic mode. Instead of dumping an explanation, Gemini asks you clarifying questions, you answer with your guess. Gemini builds on it, corrects misconceptions, and asks the next questions. This back and forth forces you to think critically instead of passively reading. It's the Socratic method, automated. Perfect for learning coding concepts, marketing frameworks, financial models, anything where understanding beats memorization. This mode works on the free plan and adapts to your pace. If you're studying for certifications, building new skills, or teaching juniors, this beats static tutorials every time. And by the way, AI Master Pro has a similar feature called Ask AI Master. It's like having an AI coach that adapts to your skill level. Over 100 lessons on everything from prompt engineering to building AI workflows. If you're serious about leveling up, it's worth checking out. You just built a complex workflow like testing the new Gemini 3, and now your team needs to replicate it. Record a silent screen capture, no voiceover, just clicks. Upload the video to Gemini 3 and say, watch this recording and write a step-by-step SOP with timestamps and descriptions for each action. Gemini analyzes the visual content, identifies what you're clicking, and writes a complete walkthrough. Export it to Google Docs. Done. You just turned 5 minutes of silent screen recording into training documentation. This is gold for internal processes, client handoffs, or onboarding. You run a SaaS brand and your tone is casual, confident, and jargon-free, but your team keeps writing stiff, corporate-sounding copy. Create a custom gem called Brand Voice Writer. In the instructions, write, you rewrite marketing copy in a casual, confident tone, short sentences, no jargon, use active voice. Never say leverage, synergy, solutions, or cutting edge. Always write like you're explaining something to a smart friend. Paste your style guide or a few examples of good copy. Now, every time you or your team pastes draft copy into this gem, it rewrites it in your brand voice. Set it up once, use it forever. You can create unlimited gems. One for email tone, one for social captions, one for technical docs. This is free, and it's basically a custom AI editor that enforces your voice guidelines without needing a human editor to review every line. You can also enable Workspace extensions and tell Gemini, find all emails mentioning invoices, deadlines, or approvals from the last week. Group them by client and tell me what needs my response today. Gemini 3 scans your inbox, extracts the critical threads, organizes everything by client name, and flags the urgent ones. It can even draft quick replies like, invoice received, processing payment this week. This works on the free plan, no upgrade needed. If you bill by the hour, this feature pays for itself by saving you 20 minutes every morning. Handles newsletters, receipts, or meeting confirmations, any pattern you define. Let's say you're creating a blog post about 5 home office setups under $500 and need both written content and visuals. Write a blog article about 5 budget home office setups. For each setup, generate a realistic image showing the desk, monitor, chair, and accessories. Include pricing breakdown and links placeholders. Gemini writes the full article and generates 5 custom images, one for each setup, matching the description. Everything's ready to export to Google Docs. One prompt, complete content package. This saves hours compared to writing the article, then separately hunting for stock photos or hiring a designer. You can refine it, make the third image more minimalist, or add a standing desk option. Use this for blog content, social posts, pitch decks, training materials, anywhere you need text plus visuals produced together. It handles infographics, product mockups, how-to illustrations, or concept art for presentations. So even without paying a cent, Gemini can already be your inbox assistant, your documentation engine, your storytelling coach, and your brand voice editor. But if you're willing to pay for more power, the Pro tier opens an entirely new layer. I am paying that extra for the extra features because it makes me more productive and makes me money. But in the workplace, for most people, it might be scary. Everyone's talking about how AI will take jobs, but honestly, the real story is that AI is already changing them. Most people scroll past it until it hits their own field. That's why I've teamed up with Outskill. They've trained over 10 million people worldwide in AI skills through their live sessions. And this weekend, they're hosting a 2-day live AI mastermind workshop running Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. EST. Normally, this training costs $395, but because of their big Black Friday sale, Outskill is giving my viewers a free seat for the full program. Across those 2 days, you'll learn hands-on how to build AI automations, agents, and workflows that actually make your work faster. No fluff, just practical tools. You'll be learning directly from mentors at OpenAI, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and other industry leaders, the people actually building the tech we all talk about. And if you attend both days, you'll get over $5,000 worth of bonuses, including a prompt Bible, monetization roadmap, and your personal AI toolkit to keep. The link's down in the description. Seats are free for the first 1,000 people, and this one's definitely worth grabbing while it lasts. So yeah, if you've been meaning to actually get good with AI instead of just watching videos about it, this is your shot. Now let's talk about what happens when you stop treating Gemini as just a free chatbot and actually upgrade it into a serious work tool. Gemini Advanced costs $20 a month. Get access to the Gemini 3 Pro model, priority to new features, deep research, and a 2 million token context window. That's about 1,500 pages of text in a single conversation. If you work with large data sets, long documents, or need research automation, Pro pays for itself. Deep research isn't a search, it's an agent. Give it a research question, and it goes out, reads dozens of sources, synthesizes findings, and writes a multi-page report with citations. Let's try one. Research the 5 most discussed AI breakthroughs from the last 90 days. Focus on practical applications for marketers, include source links. Gemini takes a few minutes, scans the web, reads white papers and blogs, and comes back with a structured report. You get 5 deep research reports per month on the free plan. Pro gives you unlimited. Before we jump into the coolest Pro tier features, quick heads up. If you want to go deeper with AI, not just Gemini, but all the major tools, check out AI Master Pro. It's basically your home base for actually mastering AI. Here's what you get. Over 100 bite-sized lessons covering prompt engineering, workflow automation, AI business models, everything you need to turn AI from a curiosity into a revenue tool, plus templates, PDFs, and action guides you can use immediately. Built-in AI tools, Ask AI Master, your personal AI coach, AI Art Studio for generating visuals, Prompt Creator to craft better prompts in seconds, AI Voice Booth for narration and voiceovers, Deep AI Research, think of it like Gemini's Deep Research but platform agnostic, Prompt Lab Pro, 300 plus tested prompts for marketing, content, research, automation, plug and play. And you get a weekly AI digest keeping you updated on what actually matters, no hype, no FOMO. And right now, the first 1,000 members get 24% off the annual plan. Links below. If AI feels chaotic, this is how you get structured. All right, back to Gemini. Upload a sales CSV or connect to Google Sheet. Tell Gemini, analyze this data and create a dashboard showing monthly revenue trends, top performing products, and regional breakdown. Use bar charts and line graphs. Gemini reads the file, identifies columns, runs the analysis, and builds interactive charts, all inside the conversation. No formulas, no pivot tables, just describe what you want in plain English. If you record meetings, Zoom, Google Meet, whatever, export the transcript and upload it to Gemini. Use this prompt. Analyze this meeting transcript, extract all action items, assign them to the mentioned owners, and format everything in a table with columns. Action item, owner, deadline, source section. Gemini scans the entire transcript, pulls out commitments, matches them to people, and organizes it. Copy the table, paste it into your follow-up email. Done. No more manually reviewing hour-long transcripts to figure out who's doing what. Pro's context window is massive, 2 million tokens. That means you can upload 50 meeting transcripts, 30 contracts, or a 1,000-page legal document, and Gemini remembers all of it. Try. I'm uploading 10 meeting notes from Q3, find every mention of budget concerns, list them by date, and summarize the main issues. Gemini scans everything, pulls dimensions, and gives you a structured summary. This is game-changing for lawyers, researchers, consultants, anyone drowning in documents. Pro users can schedule recurring tasks. Example, send me a daily summary at 11 a.m. Pacific with the top 3 trending tech stocks, including price change and recent news. Gemini sets it up. Every morning at 11, you get a notification with fresh data. You can schedule research reports, email drafts, reminders, anything repeatable. Set it once, it runs forever. If you code, this is powerful. Gemini can write code, execute it, debug it, and pull from GitHub repos. Paste a broken Python script, describe the error, and Gemini rewrites the function and tests it. So the Pro tier isn't just a better model, it turns Gemini into your researcher, analyst, meeting assistant, and coding buddy. But there is still one more layer, the separate playground where Google hides a lot of experimental magic. Now that you've seen what the main Gemini app can do, let's step into Google's sandbox, AI Studio, where you can chain models together and build actual mini tools. Google AI Studio is a separate platform, Gemini's experimental playground. It's free and it unlocks models and features not available in the main Gemini interface. Go to aistudio.google.com, log in, and you're in. This is where the magic happens. Text-to-speech, image generation, video creation, workflow automation. Let's walk through the best stuff. Upload a training document, maybe a guide on keyword research. Tell Gemini, turn this into a professional training script. Conversational tone, emphasize key steps. Gemini rewrites it. Then click Playground, select audio, pick single speaker, paste the script. In seconds, you have broadcast quality narration. The voice sounds natural, way better than most text-to-speech tools.
Hello everyone, and welcome. Today we are mastering one of the absolute fundamental building blocks of digital marketing.
Use it for e-learning, training videos, podcast intros, whatever you need audio for. Even cooler, multi-speaker mode. Upload the same file. Tell Gemini, turn this into an FAQ script with 2 speakers, one asking questions, one answering. Make it conversational. Gemini writes the dialogue, assigns speaker 1 and speaker 2. Generate the audio. You get a back and forth conversation explaining the policy. It's engaging, easy to digest.
Edit these placeholders to get started.
Exactly. If you get this right, you stop guessing what content to create.
Way more listenable than a monotone single voice. Use this for internal comms, onboarding, compliance training, anywhere you need people to actually pay attention. AI Studio has Imagen 4, Google's latest image model. Here's the workflow. Find a reference image you like, maybe a hero banner from a competitor's website. Upload it and ask Gemini, analyze this image and write a detailed prompt that would generate a similar image. Gemini breaks it down. Copy that prompt, go to Generate Media, select Image, paste it, choose your aspect ratio. Boom, new image in the same style. Use this for social media, marketing assets, presentations. This one blew my mind. VO 2.1 is Google's video generation model, and it's free in AI Studio. You can animate a static image, upload that hero banner we just generated, and tell VO, animate this as a looping video for a website, subtle movement, camera slowly zooms in, lighting shifts slightly, smooth 8-second loop. VO processes it. In a couple minutes, you have a cinematic looping video. The quality is insane. Use it for website headers, social ads, presentation intros. Most people don't even know this exists. All right, the next one is wild. You describe a workflow in plain English, Gemini builds it. No coding, no API setup. Let me show you 2 real examples that will save you hours. First, website audits. Say you're a consultant or agency, you need to audit client websites, SEO, positioning, page speed. In Studio, describe the workflow. User enters a website URL. Gemini analyzes the site for SEO issues, keyword gaps, business positioning, and technical problems. Output a detailed report in Google Doc format. Studio builds it. Input field, Gemini analysis step, doc export. All automated. You can publish this workflow and reuse it for every client. 1-minute audits every time. Second example, content generation. User enters a topic, Gemini searches for trending articles on that topic, summarizes them, generates a banner image, and formats everything as a newsletter. Studio builds the workflow. I'll try Google AI tools. Studio searches, finds recent articles, writes summaries, generates a header image using Imagen, and compiles it into newsletter format. 1 minute, done. You can connect this to Google Sheets or email automation tools and fully automate your content pipeline. You can combine deep research with Studio workflows. Build a workflow. User enters a research topic, Gemini performs deep research and outputs a Google Slides presentation. Let's try AI in marketing. Studio triggers deep research, reads a dozen sources, extracts insights, and auto-generates a slide deck. The slides come out text-heavy, just bullets and headings, but you apply a theme in Google Slides and polish it in 2 minutes. Perfect for pitch decks, client presentations, internal briefings. Build a workflow for marketing assets. User uploads a product photo and describes target audience and tone. Gemini generates a social media ad with headline, copy, and formatted design. Upload a product image. Input tech-savvy millennials, playful tone. Hit run. Studio generates the ad. Headline, body copy, visuals, using the latest Imagen model. Everything looks polished. You just automated asset creation. Google AI Overview, AIO is built into search now. Instead of scrolling results, AIO synthesizes an answer at the top. Power users know how to leverage it. Example, what's the best no-code video editor? AI Overview gives you a comparison table. Pricing, features, pros, cons, common complaints. You can ask follow-ups. AIO refines the answer. It's like having a research assistant built into Google Search. And by the way, if you want deeper comparison research across tools, AI Master Pro's Deep AI Research feature lets you run multiple source analysis. Super useful when you're evaluating software stacks or building competitive analysis. Screenshot a chart from a report, maybe it shows market growth projections, go to AI Overview, upload the image, and ask, is this data still accurate? Find recent sources to verify. AI Overview analyzes the chart, identifies the data points, searches for updated reports, and tells you if the numbers hold up. It links to sources so you can verify. This is huge for due diligence research, avoiding bad data. AI Overview supports natural language operators. Instead of using Google's old syntax, just say what you want. Find AI breakthroughs from Google AI in the last 90 days. AI Overview filters by date range and summarizes. It pulls only from that domain, analyzes articles, gives you a breakdown. Way more powerful than standard search because you're guiding the AI exactly where you need it. Live screen feedback. Stream real-time mode lets you share your screen with Gemini for live feedback. Open it in AI Studio, click Share Screen, start working. Let's say you're drafting a client email and you're stuck on tone. Share your screen. Ask, does this email sound too pushy? Gemini reads it in real time and says, yes, it sounds very blunt and aggressive. Instead of replying, look for the unsubscribe link. It's like having a colleague review your work, but faster and judgment-free. Use it for design critiques, code reviews, brainstorming, troubleshooting. Anytime Gemini generates something useful, a summary, report, table, script, you can export directly to Google Docs or Sheets with one click. No copy-paste, no formatting headaches. Click Export to Sheets. It's saved to your drive, ready to edit or share. If you're collaborating with a team, this is essential. If you generate multiple images and want to try different generation parameters, in Studio, you can click Compare Mode and pick parameters for images that will use one prompt to generate multiple versions of the same image. When generating audio in AI Studio, add custom style instructions. Example, generate this in a warm, enthusiastic tone, like you're explaining to a friend. Pause slightly between key points. Gemini applies that style. The result sounds more natural, less robotic.
AI Overview supports natural language operators. Instead of using Google's old syntax, just say what you want.
Publish studio workflows and schedule them to run automatically. Build a workflow that checks competitor blog posts every Monday, summarizes new content, and emails you the results. Or one that pulls weekly analytics from Google Sheets and generates a report. Set it once, it runs on autopilot. Enterprise automation free. So that's the hidden playground. Not just chatting with Gemini, but building little systems around it. Audio, images, videos, workflows, and search superpowers that quietly run your life in the background. The mistake people make, they treat AI like a search engine. Type a question, get an answer, move on. That's not where the power is. The power is in automated workflows, multimodal generation, custom gems, and systems that save you 10 hours a week. That's what Gemini can do when you actually use it. If that feels like a lot to absorb at once, don't stress. Pick 2 or 3 features from each section and actually try them this week. The value comes from using them, not just knowing they exist. And if you want a home base for actually mastering AI, not just Gemini, but all the tools, all the workflows, AI Master Pro is built for that. 24% off for the first 1,000 members, links below. Thanks for watching. Now go unlock Gemini's full potential. See you next time.